before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Adrian College TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today. Years of commitment to harnessing the power of creativity, ingenuity, community, and academic excellence.
I believe that if you get your degree, the world is going to feel like it's shrinking.
Nothing better than some afternoon hockey in Michigan. Day number 2 of this weekend series between Lawrence University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Ehrman, joined alongside, as always, by Tyler Ackerman. Happy to have you all here this afternoon. Yesterday, a huge win for the Bulldogs. They took game 1 of the series with the Vikings by a score of 8-1. I'm happy to be back up here in the booth to kick things off with the NCAA team my senior year, of course. Looking to have just one more good season and can't wait to make some memories this year. But Dogs all over the ice yesterday. I mean, they were absolutely relentless. We saw 7 different goal scorers from AC. Frank Tefelsky had 2 goals. You had Brad Summers. You had David Clark, who had 4 points each. I mean, the Dogs were absolutely rolling yesterday.
Yeah, in that offensive zone, they were cooking beyond measures, and they were scoring at will for sure.
Well, we'll take a look at their record. They're doing pretty good so far to begin this season. They're 5-2-0 on the year, 4th in the NCAA standings, which, all things considered, that is the best hockey conference in D3. So 4th is not a bad place to be. They're in the hunt right now to hopefully make a good push later on this season. But number 4 right now in the USCHO national poll, that's really good. And all things considered, to begin the year, they were outside the top 10, and now they're in the top 5.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a completely different vibe this year, and they've kind of recognized that, hey, they were low in the rankings, and they had a few great statement wins to begin the year for sure, and that's what brought them up in the rankings.
We can tell, too, that this is a team that just has a completely different energy from last year. Things really didn't go their way, and you get some fresh faces. You get Coach Phillips in his 2nd year behind the bench, and things are a lot calmer, a little bit of a different leadership group. Of course, Jake Swade still with the captaincy, but David Clark stepping in, Ben Loretto stepping in, and it seems like all things are going well for the Bulldogs right now.
Yeah, it's really, you have to, in order to have great success in a sport like hockey, you have to be a part of a family, and that's what these Bulldogs seem to be this year. You didn't really see that last year, but this year really is true.
And I got to talk with Captain Jake Swade a couple of days ago, and he was just oozing with confidence. He said the team just feels different. The times that they've been down in games, it hasn't felt like they've been down. It feels like they're right there in the hunt. Nobody's reacting poorly, and everybody is supporting each other on the bench.
Yeah, that's extremely huge because there's going to be games where you go down, and it depends on how you are going to react in that game, and it really shows how true of a team you are.
Well, we'll cut things over to Lawrence because, of course, we have to talk about them as well. 1-6-0 now on the season. They're tied for last in the NCAA conference, not ranked in the national poll. Yesterday, they just looked like they got outmatched. The Bulldogs, of course, we always know every year have some pretty talented shooters, but it didn't seem like the Vikings could hang with them as well as they had maybe hoped.
No, and they were just outworked in the D zone specifically. It was just a big of a struggle for them to be able to break the puck out completely.
Yeah, and it was an 8-1 final yesterday after 60 minutes. We talked about the goal scoring for the Bulldogs. You had Owen Carlson for the Vikings start the game, and he wound up getting pulled after only making 16 saves and letting in 6 goals. So Noah Mahaffey is going to get the start here today as he finished yesterday's game. What, if anything, are the Vikings going to have to do to try and turn things around?
One thing that they did at least decently well was create turnovers in their offensive zone and in the neutral zone. So if I'm Lawrence, I want to make something happen off of those turnovers. You're not going to get much chances against this Bulldog squad, but if they do have those chances, they need to capitalize on them.
And, of course, the score yesterday, 8-1, but we have some of the stats from yesterday up on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, Dogs outshot them by basically 20. And they had 2 power play goals. That's extremely huge, going 50% on the power play. And the big thing here is the face-off. 73% of a face-off win. That means you're starting most of your shifts with the puck, and that's a huge thing as well.
Well, we'll take our look at the starting lineups for this afternoon's contest. We'll shift our things over to Lawrence at first. So we'll get the forward line of Luke Robertson, Ethan Look, Adam Brzezicki. On the forwards, it's Alexei Trischuk and Tizanio Poshard on the defense, and, of course, Nolan Mahaffey in goal for Lawrence. And on the other side for the Bulldogs, as the names being read off over our PA, we have Aiden Peters, Jake Swade, and Frank Tefelsky, which had a very, very good day yesterday. Ben Loretto and David Clark. So all the captains out on the ice for opening puck drop, and Nolan Suggs is going to get the nod in net here this afternoon. Ryan Piros, of course, yesterday got his 5th win of the season. Didn't see too many shots, only let 1 in. I believe it was 15 out of 16 on the shots, but another good opportunity for Suggs to reestablish himself here.
Yeah, especially it's going to be kind of a little bit difficult if he doesn't see a lot of shots to make sure he's locked in for the whole entire game. So make sure that that's going to be happening in today's contest.
Well, we'll get the national anthem being played up top the speaker. We're going to take a step aside before we get the opening puck drop. We are moments away from the first period. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jebby is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena, getting ready and set for an afternoon puck drop. It's the Lawrence University Vikings and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, Tyler Ackerman up here in the booth. Happy to have you all join us here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Adrian. Weather outside super crisp, and it's also crisp inside here at the AAA. Pretty decent crowd for a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a big, huge crowd yesterday. That crowd was outstanding, and especially for a Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Sometimes you think they wouldn't be this packed, but, I mean, shoot, it's still pretty packed here in the AIA.
Where else would you want to be other than inside the Arrington Ice Arena on a Saturday? There's nothing better than that. 20 minutes will go up on the score clock. Everybody gathered up at center. Puck is dropped, and we are underway from the AIA. Bulldogs will take the opening face-off. This is quickly shoved over for Ben Loretto as he's angled into the boards. Now it's Frank Tefelsky up the left side wing. Takes a wrist shot in and out of the glove. The rebound pops out as Loretto will hold on to the blue. Clark waits, shoots, and it's deflected in front. Never reached the net. Clark couldn't keep it in as he tried to push it back over. Swade will jump in to help out. Now it's Tefelsky, a back pass. All for David Clark. Askew to the side is Swade as he's shoved into the boards. And an early save there for the whistle from Nolan Mahaffey. 19:24 left to go here in the first.
Yeah, Bulldogs picking off where they left off from last night's win. A few offensive chances right away. And awesome to see a quick goal get this crowd going here in the AIA.
Ham's ball in the face-off. Was able to tie things up just for a moment. We'll send it up the right wall. Flex right back to him as it popped up in the air and caught a piece of the protective netting. So we'll get a redo on the offensive zone draw.
And we've already seen this first 40 seconds or so, how the Bulldogs are using their defense to try to get plays to move up top and then towards the net.
So swept back off the draw. Ham's ball will kick it through his feet. Picking up is Schwartzhoff. O'Hannison will dig in deep. Ham's ball tries to poke it loose. Here come the Vikings trying to take it up ice. O'Hannison is able to step in and separate the body from the puck. Now it's Bannister taking it over the line. We'll dump it in to the opposite end. Stops in the corner. And playing it is Stensark. Ham's ball with a blind backhand pass as Summers is tied up on the boards. Ham's ball looking for options in front. Summers was there but never was able to get the shot off. He'll skate to the top of the circle, looking, waiting, takes the shot. It's deflected in front. Good soak by the Vikings there. They'll turn it up ice as Winkleman will skate it the other way, and it's stolen by Jacob. Bannister all the way down as stopping it behind the cage is Mahaffey. Jumping in quickly, it's Lovasek. Turned it over, and O'Hannison will have to chase it down the ice. And, of course, two O'Hannisons on this team. Brothers Jack and Nick. Jack wearing number 17 and Nick wearing 47 on the ice at the moment. There's a backhand pass through the slot. Doesn't connect with anybody. Saney to the slot. Going down to one knee was Troon. Didn't get all of it. Saney pitches it in deep. Up for Troon, who was waiting at the top of the circle. Slash back to the boards. Lovasek will pick it up. It's hammered into the wall by Jensen. As Troon is reverse hit. Tried to lay down the lumber there. Long dump in wide to the glove of Nolan Suggs. Still waiting to see his first action of the day. Bowman, a bounce pass off the boards to Loretto. And touching it just barely over the line was Ryan Vellucci. Scary play there as Mahaffey misplayed it. Clark, toe drag shot, fans on it. 2-on-1 developing for the Vikings. They'll take it to the red line as Johnson will push it down. Loretto, backhands for Clark. Off the boards, that was Deeb. is able to find Loretto in the middle of the neutral zone. Now it's Nienhaus who will go one-on-one with Pauschard. Clark is able to find Vellucci on the wing. Nienhaus lets a shot go off the top of the mask of Mahaffey. Just shrugged it off and just barely stayed out. Racing forward is Johnson. As this is off for Nienhaus, will gain the red line and dump it in. Full line change, but Nienhaus will stay on and continue his shift. Swade fresh off the bench. Will pop loose, picked up by Brzezicki. Tefelsky crunched hard into the wall by Schwartzov. Up the boards, Bannister can't keep it in. 3 Bulldogs back, plenty of time to reset here. Tefelsky tried to escort it for Swade, who was a little bit out of position to try and connect on the pass. Suggs looking to play it on his backhand, skips over the top of his stick, but the Bulldogs able to start the rush nonetheless. This is backhanded by Suggs. Holding it is Bannister. Weird for me to see a number 22 and not have it be Matt Kudo. Of course, Nathaniel Bannister, freshman from Schaumburg, Ontario. Matt Kudo, longtime Bulldog. Spent 5 seasons here at Adrian College. And it's even weirder that Bannister is a defenseman, too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say, but you took the words out of my mouth. It's always nice to see new faces, too, and trying to get the names now connected with the numbers.
Off the boards to the neutral zone. Summers looking for options as he let go of the puck. Danis will take it downhill. This is rolled to the right side corner as around is Ethan Look. O'Hannison with a great pass. Now a burst of speed from his brother in O'Hannison. Amsball shooting. It's blocked. Good step up there from Pauschard to get in the lane. Only 2 shots for the Bulldogs so far. Figured you probably would have seen a little bit more offense. But Lawrence doing a great job at stepping in the lane.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have had a lot of offensive chances, but just other shots like you mentioned.
Looked like without a stick was Hayden Johnson. And the stick down there is Noah Mahaffey. That's a race off to the side to get his twig, and I think the Bulldogs are going to go to a power play here. Or rather, no, it cancels out. Both sides got interference calls.
Yeah, it's off the screen, but it was Amsball. We got a 6 slash out of his hands, and then he gave a shove to a Viking. So I think it was a rough and a slash for the calls. We're playing some 4-on-4 hockey here.
14-13 left to go in the first period. No scoring just as yet. Loretto was able to play the flying puck off the faceoff in a toe drag pass that was looking for Saney. He was off target, tried to steal it, but didn't come away with it. Lawrence are 3 back. Schwartzov up ahead for Clark. Scanning and taking his time. Is able to find Loretto, who gives it right back as they play catch. A 3rd pass in sequence. Turnover as Johnson will take the left wing, looking for a shot. Fakes it and takes it around. The wraparound stays out. Looked like Suggs had gotten caught on the outside of the net there as he went to push back to his post. Clark at his own blue line will hit up Troon, who deflects it into the zone just to continue play. Sent around the boards, and the breakout is successful as Valdez has some space. Speeding up his look to Valdez. It's poked by Suggs, still loose, and a couple of extra shots on Suggs as the Bulldogs will defend their goaltender.
Yeah, it was a quick 3-on-2 on a 4-on-4 hockey. As you can see, it 2 Bulldogs kind of step, and all of a sudden it's a 3-on-2 going the other way, but this puck just outside of the reach of Viking forward there, and then we have some shoving at the end because Suggs had possession of it, and then a few extra pokes past the whistle.
Bannister goes up and around, some friendly fire there with Jacob and Swade. Quick shot, save made by Suggs. He's able to keep it out. Might have popped in and out of the glove. He's able to come up with a stop, his first touch of the day. Summers trying to backhand it through, looking for Swade, who was hit out of the way. Drop pass, carrying is Valdez as he's stepped aside by Swade. Jacob will pitch it in. Retrieving it out of the corner is Isen Stark. Lovasek driving to the net. Can't get a shot. Both players for the Bulldogs and the Vikings out of the box. It's a good move and no shot there from Lovasek. Looked like he was trying to feed the cross ice. So we'll pop up into the air and catch the net. 11:58 left to go in the first period. Still no score yet.
And what I've noticed, though, when the Bulldogs in the offensive zone is you got to look for that weak side defenseman. He is jumping in every single opportunity possible. Just in that last play there, Lovasek had the puck, and it was Bowman who was a weak side D, and he was jumping into the play. Lovasek couldn't hit him, but that's for sure a thing to notice so far through these first 8 minutes.
Back around the way. Vikings look to exit the zone, and I think they're calling for a deflection here.
Yeah, it went off of Vellucci and into the bench. The backup netminder right in his glove.
Oh, he'll make a save from the bench. Got to stay aware. 11:50 left to go in this first period. Only 4 shots between these two teams, 3 for the Bulldogs and 1 for the Vikings. Shot from distance, blockered away, as it will pop out for Anthony Malika, who will put a backhand towards the boards. Vellucci will chase it down and go one-on-one with Trischuk. Catching on the boards, that's Johnson. Up ahead is Bill. Flexed into the boards is Bowman as he's able to create some space. Now leading the charge is Ryder Nienhaus. Nienhaus with some good speed, power move, rebound, just goes wide off the pad of Mahaffey. He's able to keep it out. Looked like Nienhaus was tied up there. Probably saying to Fike under his breath. There's a quick shot from Vellucci that gets deflected over the net. Up and around the boards, Loretto stopped there. And a takeaway from Hayden Johnson, trying to walk through Clark, but he's shut down. Paddle down is Suggs as we've got some extra action with Loretto and Cloutier.
Yeah, I think Cloutier kind of snowed Suggs there. That's what Loretto to right for his goaltender. But you can just notice how the Bulldogs, their gaps are just perfect right now for the defense. They're just giving no time at all to this Viking squad.
Been a very quiet first period, which is unusual considering the game we saw yesterday from the Bulldogs. They were just fast and furious all day long.
They only scored 2 in the first. It was really that second period where they blew the game up. So maybe a little bit of a slow start that we see today.
Off the face-off, it's David Clark to his D partner in Loretto. Will fake the backhand and carry forehand. Now it's Swade. He's able to find Peters up ice, tips it off the high glass. Chasing it down to Felski is not able to win the race, and it's icing back the other way.
And Felski was trying to use his speed because sometimes you're able to chip it past the fence and use the speed from your forwards to negate the icing, but fortunately the Viking defense had a good hop on it and Felski couldn't wave it off.
Got a D-zone draw here for the Bulldogs. Can't win it. There's a point shot deflected that hit the ice real hard, and trailing up the ice is Tefelsky. Swade is able to split the Vikings in half. As digging it out as Tefelsky takes a shot to the back as he hits the ice. There's a shovel out from Trischuk. Puck goes through the legs of Swade. Now it's Pauchard. Back behind the net. Suggs with a blind backhand pass. Had to be careful there. And easy stick save as he tried to let it go there to continue play. And we'll take a pause with 10 minutes left to go in the first period. Be sure to stay connected with all the action by following @AdrianCollegeTV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we've got you covered. Don't miss a moment, and follow @AdrianCollegeTV today. Ham's ball hit into the boards. This is Summers who plays it through. Taking the lead as O'Hannison gets around. Goes up and over with the windmill move, and it'll squirt out of the zone. Bannister will skate back to the blue line to get it. Off for Jacob. Up ahead, free for Bannister. Tries to take a stab to push it through. Now Ham's ball will make a bid. Ham's ball looked like he was hooked there, and he kind of turned over his shoulder to argue with the ref. They blow it down off sides. I have to agree with his frustration.
Yeah, that's when it was just barely off sides. Yeah, that's maybe it wasn't called because of the offsides, but you could
right
see
there.
that hook easily there.
It's one as an official, hopefully, that you don't miss, but we'll play on. No calls, even strength, 5-on-5 hockey. 9:15 left to go here in this first period. No scoring as Saney goes to work. Bowman lets it rip. Deflected in front, just wide. Good idea from Will Bowman. Drop pass, scores! Patrick Saney with the Orp bomb. And the Bulldogs open it up 1-0.
That's this beautiful vision from Lovasek here. As this puck's going to get to him with the forecheck. He's going to pick it up, and it fakes a shot, and it goes right to Saney, who picks his corner and sellies hard for the first goal of the afternoon.
That's another player for the Bulldogs that had a really good last season and is also playing fantastic. That's Saney's 5th goal of the season for 8 points. Another player who's a point per game for the Bulldogs right now, which is pretty impressive to think about. They've got a whole number of them, too. Amsbaugh, Clark, Swade, Saney, Deeb, all have a point per game, just about. Loretto around for Lovasek. Stopped by Saney as he's still out for a long shift. Nobody can kick it free yet. Finally pops out. Vikings will take it away. It's Ethan Look. Goes across the way for Trischuk. There's a backhand. Suggs with the stop. He'll poke it to the corner. Good patience from Suggs to stay on top of that. Loretto makes his way through, and the backhand will roll all the way down the ice. Jaden Jensen. Bannister, a fast pass for Deeb. They'll drop it back for Vellucci. It's gloved by Nienhaus. A good toe drag move. Backhand looking towards the front, gets stopped. Heading to the corner is Winkleman. His pass to nobody as Jacob will take it and advance it back to the neutral zone. Turnover there created by Winkleman. And again, it's stolen by the Bulldogs as Nienhaus catches a pass a little bit outside of his reach, using all of his 6'4" frame. Always look at a guy like Ryder Nienhaus. I feel like he has to be bigger than 6'4". I mean, he's got a lot of muscle to him, but that's a big fella coming down on the forward line.
Yeah, especially if He's forechecking 2 on you. As a defenseman, I would be scared out of my mind.
This is deflected up into the nets. And a stoppage in play, 6:53 left to go here in this first period. Only 1 goal so far. Patrick Saney getting the opening for the day in the scoring column. Off the face-off, Tefelsky with speed. Has tripped up twice and was hoping for a call, but he's not going to get it. Off the boards, O'Hannison. Trischuk back in his own defensive end. Pauschard loses it to Swade with a good toe drag move. Will shield on one hand, the backhand off the pad of Mahaffey. Tefelsky generating. Stops and drops. As it's deflected out of the zone, Malika has to get there quickly. And a good back check is able to stop any shot from ensuing. Now to the top of the circle, working it through, looking slot area. There's a quick wrister, the save from Suggs. He'll hold on to it. And some more pushing and shoving after the whistle. Seen this a number of times so far. Maybe some frustrations carrying over from yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know how last game finished, but to start this game, it's been a feisty one to say the least, especially around Suggs. I mean, kind of talked about it a little bit in the pre-show of what we'll see out of him, thinking that he won't get that much action, but his 3 shots that he's seen so far has been top quality chances right in the middle of the slot. Is going to catch it on the replay. Malika trying to get back, and it's kind of just a little bit of fumble all over the place, and this one eventually gets right in the middle of the slot, and Suggs has to come up with a big save to keep the Bulldogs up by 1.
Face-off, jutted back by Amsbaugh. As we continue, Clark will pick up in front of the net. Summers with the long reach behind the body of O'Hannison. As Summers will catch up to try and break it up. This is flipped over the blue line. Chasing down are the Vikings as Ethan Johnson, who gets stopped by Loretto. O'Hannison to Amsbaugh. Has Summers on the right as he shifts to the middle. Drops for Summers. Looking, shooting pad save made by Mahaffey. A fantastic stop. Those are the kind of simple plays that you look for from your forward lines to try and generate. And when the Bulldogs do it, they typically do it pretty well. Back behind the red line. Lost in a pile. Stick handling in a phone booth is Troon. Amsbaugh walks the line and holds it. Tries to dive to take it away. And Loretto goes one-on-one with Robertson, who falls down and slides like a penguin. Troon, with his back to the play, stops. Try to move it forward. Suggs again with that backhand pass. Lost it with Jacobs. Off the boards. Up ahead. Brzezicki. Good save made by Suggs on the wrist shot. Bannister with a shot from behind as this will roll into the neutral zone. Trischuk making his way around. Cuts to the middle. Big save made by Suggs. He'll swallow it up.
And kind of tell that I feel like Lawrence has come out with a little bit more fire to start out this game compared to yesterday's game for sure. Kind of gave up later in that third period, but so far through the first 15 or so minutes here, we've seen a lot more effort from them, and they've kind of controlled a little bit of this game with some of the puck movements that they've been able to create.
Back to the top of the circle. Vikings go to work. A nice move as they shift around the offensive zone. Dump it to the corner, off the boards. There's a shot from O'Hannison. Glove down and over the line. It was Jensen who couldn't keep it in. Glassing out. Taking it is Nienhuis. takes Main Street. His wrist shot wide to Mahaffey and bounced off the boards. Circling around. Loretto throws it deep. Vellucci trying to find Deeb. He was right there unsuspecting. Didn't know that he was going to get the pass. Now a 3-on-2 for the Vikings. Too much sauce on that backhand as Bill couldn't play with it. Loretto drops it off for Vellucci, who takes a chop on the twig. Up for Deeb, who will likely just push it to the side and go for a change, and is able to do so. Clark drops it back for Swade. He'll shift into gear. A stutter step to the left. Wheels up. Quick shot. Padded out by Mahaffey. Couldn't keep it in was Clark. 1-on-1. Here's Fadev. Through traffic. Can't make the play. Now it's Peters in the corner. Quick drive there from Danis. Locked up on the near side glass. This is Ben Loretto with 2:30 left to go here in this first period. It's crunched hard into the boards, and Swade with a shot of his own. Outside hash marks. Slap shot just goes wide to the blocker of Suggs. Here's Tefelsky. Off the boards and downs. Swung deep for Pauschard. Escorted to the wing and horizontally over for Trischuk. Gave it away to Bannister, who had it in his feet. Maybe he lost it. Process as Hunter Bill takes a shot and will continue to jaw there with Nathaniel Bannister. 1:55 left to go here in this first period. Bulldogs still up 1-0.
Yeah, that one went off of Bannister's toe and kind of just went straight to the right. He had no idea where it went, but I really like the play out of him so far. We're going to catch a replay of this one as kind of a nothing shot, and it kind of went off of Suggs' chest and dropped down, and he had to hop on it. Be able to collect it up. As I was saying, I like Bannister's play so far. It's really impressed me of being able to join the play, which offensive defensemen, they love to join the play, and so far Bannister has done that throughout this first 20.
O'Hannison to Summers, whipping it down. O'Hannison again. Both O'Hannison brothers on the ice. Hopefully we don't get confused. Nick O'Hannison around the boards. Caught by Amsbaugh. Now brother Jack will take it up the middle. Cuts for Summers. Drops it back for Amsbaugh. Crafty play to the net. Scores! A beauty from the O'Hannisons and Amsbaugh. A beautiful gabagool goal. And the Bulldogs lead it 2-0.
These drop passes are right now cooking for the Bulldogs as we see one there and then another. And Amsbaugh taking it right to the net. Goes backhand, forehand. And Bulldogs double their lead to 2 with 1:18 remaining here in the first.
That was a high skill, high velocity, high IQ play from the Bulldogs to able to connect tic-tac-toe just like that and double their lead late here in this first period. Might be the shot in the arm that they need to start really putting pucks in the back of the net. Saney from a sharp angle goes wide, less than a minute to go. Troon jumps in the mix and is tangled up. Up top, Bannister waiting and stops. Hits the backhand for Saney, who's at the bottom of the circle. Spins off, looks towards the net. Spins again, showing off the edge work. Jacob to the feet of Bannister. His wrist shot deflected off the stick of Winkleman and up into the net. 27 seconds left to go here in this first.
I really just love the play of Patrick Saney. He's just so patient with the puck. It's outstanding to see. especially in those situations where he's in a tight corner and he's able to make a couple of moves to get out of it and bring that puck all the way up to the point and around the horn and trying to get a scoring chance off of it.
Up off the glass, Loretto will handle for Deeb, who gets it poked away from him. Danis, his slow roller is sticked away by Suggs. 10 seconds now left to go in the first period. Spinning around, Ethan Look up top, maybe one more rush for the Bulldogs, and Deeb is shut down. That'll just about do it. Off the boards, 1 second, and that's it for the first period. Bulldogs a little bit slower in their start, but they hold on to 2-0 lead heading into the second period. It's nothing to be upset about for sure.
It's deja vu from yesterday. They went into the first intermission up 2-0, and they do the same thing here today.
Well, the shots 9-8. I would have figured that we would have probably seen a whole bunch more, but that's all we have. And Nolan Suggs, a couple of big stops for him to jump back into a game. Hasn't seen action just about for 2 weeks. I think his last game was off when they played their second game with Marion. So had some time off during the Aurora weekend, but good for him to jump right back in.
Yeah, and we talked about in the pre-show of him maybe seeing not the best of high-quality chances, but that's been far from the truth. He's had a couple ones right in the middle of the slot, a couple of big screens in front of the net where he had to fight to be able to see that puck, so he's been playing really well. And on the other side, I think Lawrence is also playing well. They might be down by 2, but they've been able to get into the shot lanes, and the Bulldogs might have a lot of possession in the offensive zone, but it's been the shot blocking from Lawrence that's kept them only down by 2.
I agree, too, and their defensive game is definitely stronger than yesterday. It's going to be interesting to see sort of what happens for the second period, whether we end up with a result like yesterday or if they're able to weather the storm a little bit better. But it seems like the effort and the game plan going into today for the Vikings is significantly better than it was yesterday.
Yeah, I think they've kind of realized that if they get too stretched out in the D zone, that creates lanes for the Bulldogs to be able to pass the puck over and find a few chances to score. So what I've noticed is that they've kind of sunken down into that house and kind of just let everything stay outside. We saw Saney being kept on the outside the whole entire time, and until they work the puck up to the top, that's where the chance happens. So I think for the Bulldogs, they might have to use their points a little bit more and keep their defensemen more closer to the blue line compared to them shrinking the zone and staying at the top of the circle.
2 goals, I'm sure, for the Bulldogs they'll be happy with, but they're going to try and find some more for the second period and the third. They did a lot of scoring yesterday, and if they continue to make plays like we saw on that second goal from the Johannesson brothers and Amsball, of course they'll find the back of the net, but it really only started to show itself towards the later stages of that period.
Yeah, I think it took them a little bit to kind of just settle down a little bit and get into the game. You beat a team by 7 yesterday. It's kind of hard to get the right mindset of, hey, this is still an NCAA caliber team that you're going against. This is not a cakewalk. So I think that's maybe the mindset that I had a little bit, but as the game progressed in that first period, you kind of saw a little bit more of the Bulldogs that we typically like to see.
Well, we still have plenty of more NCAA D3 action here at the Arrington Ice Arena. Bulldogs leading this one 2-0 after 20 minutes. Lawrence University and Adrian College. Alex Sherman and Tyler Ackerman will take a step aside for the first period intermission and return with puck drop after the break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Gotten an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. The campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campusvisit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. 20 minutes down, 40 more still to go. Here in this NCAA matchup, it's Lawrence University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman. 2-0 our score through 20 minutes. It was a good effort from the Bulldogs to begin this second game of this weekend series on a nice Saturday afternoon as we're able to look at some stats after the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Bulldogs only outshooting Lawrence by 2. The big thing for me is the face-offs. Yesterday they won 70%, so you're starting basically every shift on offense. This time it's more split 50-50, and I think that's why we've seen a little bit more of a balanced game, at least for the first 10 minutes or so of that first period.
I think one of the things that kind of interests me that Lawrence is actually leading in right now is the face-off percentages. After 20 minutes, they are leading in face-offs at the moment. You see the stats right there, 56% to 44%, which is interesting. You figure with the lead that the Bulldogs would be doing better in that category, but not the case so far.
Yep, I totally agree with you in that aspect too. And I think it definitely was a little bit of kind of, you beat the team by 7 goals yesterday, so you come out a little bit more flatter than if you were to play a more tougher competition. So that might have been a little bit of an aspect of the slower start, but what you really like to see was that end of that last 5 minutes. It was a lot of Bulldog hockey that were normal and typically seen out of this Bulldog squad. So going into this next one, I definitely expect them to have that kind of a mindset going into it.
I agree with you. It seemed like they really started to hit their stride and feel comfortable in this game, and that's where you saw the crisp tape-to-tape passes, a couple of more high-velocity shots. And, I mean, you find a late one off a sweet play in front of the net that, you really make the goaltender look like a fool there, just throwing him side to side, but you can continue to do that for the rest of the game. I imagine they'll come away with a win here, but it was one of their problems from last year that they found was the consistency that they were looking for, and I think they've done a great job this season so far, but this is a game where, yes, it's a lesser opponent on paper, but they're still good, but you still need to go out and prove that you can do the little things right.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the struggle that they had last year, was when they faced against the more weaker opponents in the conference, they kind of a little bit struggled in that second game where, you smoked on the first one, but going into the mindset of the second one, it's almost tough. But especially what I love to see was in that last 5 minutes is the crisp passing to the weak side winger, or that weak side defenseman coming in. Because what Lawrence does is they almost put 2 forwards when they're forechecking in that neutral zone to one side, on that strong side with the puck. So if that strong side defenseman is able to either reverse it, a hinge play back to the defenseman, or throw that puck across ice like we saw that led to that second goal, I think that's where the Bulldogs are going to find a lot of success here in the second period.
Well, they're going to start the line of Aiden Peters, Jake Swade, and Frank Tefelsky, who have certainly been hot this season, and David Clark with Ben Loretto on the back end. So same opening line as the first period on forwards and defense, and we'll see what we get out of this. 20 minutes back on the clock. Everybody up at center. Puck is dropped, and once again we resume play at the AIA as dumping it in deep. That's Ben Loretto. It's worked around and sent out of the zone. Likely this will be icing very quickly early on, and indeed that is the case. 14 seconds in, take our first whistle.
Like Tefelsky right off the hop was trying to get outside wide, so maybe it was some type of a set play that was supposed to go to him. Obviously it didn't work out in their favor as they lost that draw.
There's Loretto with a pass to Peters. Tries to find the one-timer, but rolled off of his blade. Poshard up and around Clark. As he jumps in, Swade will take it off the boards. Up ahead for Peters. It was just a little bit too far behind him for him to make the play. Clark pushed onto the boards. There's a point drive off the back of Loretto, an unintentional block. Now Tefelsky with speed to the right wing, crosses it over, looking for the shot. Was Peters, a takedown on the wall. Tefelsky, top of the circle. Jacob steps in, his wrist shot blocked out by Townsend. Off the glass and down. Jumps over the stick of Bannister, but it'll be icing. And we'll take the face-off back to our right.
I think Lawrence starting again what they did in the first period with those blocked shots. I mean, Jacob had a great chance of that puck going over to him, and it was a step from a Viking forward that went down one knee to block that shot. And obviously tell this Lawrence University squad is playing a lot more fire than they did in the first game yesterday.
Amsball will sweep this around the half wall as Summers is handled in deep. Will clank off the glass and rotate 180. I think maybe too many men on the ice. Not sure what they're calling here.
I think the Lions is pointing back to the defensive draw, so maybe that puck went out of play into the bench. That could be my only understanding. Let's see.
I don't know.
I can't see it on the replay, but that could be my only logical reason why the draw would be back in the zone, is if that puck maybe hit someone in the bench as they were changing.
This is back to the blue line. Amsball steps in. Here's a steal from Jacob, 3-on-2 as he takes the left wing. Hannison, right side, they put it through. Amsball was just too far deep. Right idea from the Bulldogs to try and go cross crease again. Could have helped out if they took a shot. And this is under the body of Summers, as standing on top of him is DeWolf.
And DeWolf was also given a few cross checks to Summers' face there. Good idea from referee Jones to blow that whistle dead, because I don't think Summers realized that he was sitting on the puck, and I don't think he was going to be able to get moved off of it either.
Off the face-off, Bowman, D-to-D with O'Hannison. This will be retrieved by Bowman at the red line. Back around the wall, O'Hannison touches up. It's kept in by Look. Well, Bowman will skate after it. Hannison up ahead for Amsball. Takes a look, a couple of stick handles, dropped back. Good move, O'Hannison. And somehow that stayed out. Diving across is Mahaffey. How did that stay out of the net? My goodness. It looked like it was going to be a sure goal for the Bulldogs. And somehow they can't capitalize. But now a delayed penalty against Lawrence will give time for the Bulldogs to get the extra attacker on. Suggs to the bench. Bowman will walk it back behind the cage. We'll see if they can make something happen as they give it up. Bulldogs to the power play.
I think it was going to be brother to brother for the assist for the goal. As we're going to see a replay, because I don't know how that puck didn't go in, but you're going to see it's going to be one brother to another back door. And I think it was a stick of a Viking defenseman. I think that was 27, Pouchard maybe, that got that one. But either way, Bulldogs now on the power play trying to make up for that amazing chance.
Clark to the wing for Amsball. Tefelsky looking, shooting. It's blocked in front. Clark steps into it and fakes it. Amsball to the circle, back for Clark. Lets it go, tipped in front. It's held on to, and Storage Wars in front of the net. We'll get the whistle 13 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, I don't think Mahaffey never even saw that puck until last second. He was still standing up until that puck almost got to him close to the hash marks before he dropped down to his knees. Either way, he was luckily able to make that stop because it was tipped in front of the net that kind of slowed that shot down.
Tefelsky wins it back for Clark. Will walk the blue line. Amsball back for Clark. Tefelsky with space, shooting off the post. It stayed out. Good shot from Frank Tefelsky, who's been red hot lately. He'll try it again, lets it go. It's blocked. He'll get his own rebound, sends it back for Clark. Top of the circle, Tefelsky again, down low, tipped in front, they score! Jake Swade cashes in front of the net, just like in the summer draft skate.
His power play was red hot yesterday, 50%, and you can see with the amount of chances, it's going to Tefelsky the whole way, and he shot the last two, but he was looking for Swade on this one, and finally gets to him, and is able to pummel it home. The Bulldogs lead by 3.
Power play is able to convert, and the Bulldogs leading by 3 as they look to add to that total. Nienhuis to Malika up top, wrist shot blocked in front, the rebound loose for Deeb. Couldn't pick it up in time for the shot. Malika off the shin pad of Nienhuis. He's able to kick it through the scrum. DeWolf drops it back, backhanded off the boards. Suggs a little out of position as they were trying to feed the wraparound. Nienhuis with reinforcements, drops it over for Loretto. Back for Nienhuis, quick shot, gobbled up into the chest like Sam Ruffin's pet turkey.
Bulldogs really using that drop pass. We saw it work on that goal in the first period, and it seems like Bulldogs recognized that and has been doing it nonstop, as that last play, that last opportunity was basically just off of that drop pass.
Off the draw, it's Jensen. Wheeling up ice, that's Townsend. Gets stopped. Johnson looking for space. Lovasek to the boards. Saney will take it. He's got speed. Troon will help out. Back for Saney, overskated. Jacob with a nice keep in as he barely scraped the blue line. This is held up on the wall. Played through behind the body of Bannister. He'll snatch it down low, and out of the zone this goes. Waving off the icing. Suggs confused, thought that there should have been a whistle. Catching the off the boards pass. Troon across, tipped in front. The puck was right there, and it just rolled out of play. Walking to it, that's Schwarzhoff. Round it goes once again. Stark. Up ahead for Robinson, and this time it's icing. 14-16 left to go here in the second period.
Definitely tell the Bulldog forecheck is really hitting home right now on the Lawrence defenseman. It's been a little bit of a struggle from what we saw in the first game, as a replay of the chance right in front of the net. And it's the right idea the whole way, but there's no dice out of it.
Adrian's been doing great on deflections, just parking guys in the house, and Lawrence really just struggling to keep up with that pressure.
Yeah, especially the way that they cycle the puck and move the players around. It's not someone just standing in front of the net the whole entire time. It's someone that's coming off of the wall that's going into the front of the net, and it's just causing a lot of trouble because it's all communication really in that D zone. It's all about communicating with who's got which guy, and that's the struggle right now for Lawrence.
O-zone draw for the Bulldogs, able to win it back for Bowman. Steps into a shot off target, but playing it as Swade as he keeps it going. It was Peters who stumbled. Batted out of midair was Swade. Nice play as he'll get it on the outside hash marks. Takes a shoulder right to the chest from DeWolf. Tefelsky goes through two guys as he's taken down and still taking a couple of extra shots and deflected in front. Bulldogs score again. And it's going to be the first goal in the NCAA career for Aiden Peters as he leads the charge on the bench.
I didn't really get to see this when we were looking at Tefelsky. So it's going to be that backdoor play we talked about. The Dogs getting into the front of the nets and tipping the puck. And it's great vision to Peters for his first one. So congratulations to him, and the Bulldogs up by 4.
Oh, Aiden Peters, a good day to have a day for him as he gets his first tally as a Bulldog, and sure he'll remember that one for quite some time. Bulldogs go back to work. Ham's ball to Summers. Outstretched pass, held onto at the board angle. That is Dennis, who leaves it now to the slot. And a Fandon shot there, top of the circle. That wrister goes wide, collected by Brzezicki up at the blue line. Will pop out and roll in the neutral zone. All the way down this goes and deflects off the net area of Suggs, but it's icing with 12:34 left to go.
Backdoor plays are what's really working for the Dogs, as it's the communication factor from Lawrence that's causing issues, and Peters being able to hammer home that last one. But we've seen a couple of great A chances that backdoor plays that just haven't worked out, so finally the Dogs able to capitalize on one of them.
I'd be curious to see if they can score on a isolated shot just to add some variety to the day. But realistically, we'll take them however they fall. Deflected in front, another rebound. Nienhaus takes a shot, and he's going to get pushed by Mahaffey, who didn't like the extra hacks and whacks.
It really wasn't on Nienhaus, though. He was pushed from behind into Mahaffey. As you're going to see on the replay, it's Nienhaus number 10 that's in the middle of the slot, and he goes right in the front of the net. Nobody even sees him, and look, he gets pushed right from behind there, and he kind of uses Mahaffey to keep himself up instead of toppling into him. And Mahaffey kind of was looking down to make sure that he had the puck, so he had no idea that was what happened.
In front of the net, too, Nienhaus essentially going 1-on-4s like a offensive linebacker for the Detroit Lions. I mean, that's a big frame and not somebody that you want to see parked in front of the net, as we're going to get a penalty here. I think it's going to go against the Bulldogs for a hook.
Yeah, it looks like Lucci's going to the box right now. Can't really see much, but either way, the Dogs are going to have to go on the kill for the first time tonight.
It's been quiet in the offensive zone for Lawrence, so a good opportunity for them to set something up. We'll see if we can spot it where the hook is, and maybe it had to do with the sliding number 19 and Hayden Johnson, but Bulldogs to the kill for the next 2 minutes. Able to tip this over the blue line. Leo Troon will chase it down and now back it up. It's Troon, Saney, O'Hannison, and Bowman. First 4 out on the kill. Suggs lost it in between his feet, but recovered at the last second. Might have kicked off something on the boards. Carrying is Johnson. Looks to make his way around Amsball. He's able to beat Clark, and Amsball is able to clear it the length of the ice. That'll kill off some more time. Lawrence really just having a difficult time with the initial zone entry.
It's because of the way that the Bulldogs set up. They set up 3 Bulldogs right on that blue line and take away all the space and time entering the zone.
This is worked around now in the slot. Clark had time, but rolled out of his reach as he was going to clear. Top of the blue line. Look, gives it up for Amsball, who takes a chop. Robertson Pitches it back for Poshard. Nice move as he gets around Swade there. Look, pulls up, and is hassled by Clark on the wall. Everybody will have a meeting of the minds on the boards. And this is dumped around again. Suggs to stop it. Summers looking ahead for Tefelsky. And that'll do it for the PK. That one went by pretty fast. And I think Tefelsky might have just gotten away with a call. Big pad save by Suggs on a grade A opportunity in the slot. It's a slash aside, leading for Vellucci. He's taken down, maybe a penalty shot. No, it's just a tripping call, but dueling penalties, and the Bulldogs now will get their second chance on the power play.
Or not. I think Tefelsky's going to the box right now.
Oh, wow. I spoke too soon.
And as you were talking, there was an extra whistle, and I quickly put my head up to see Tefelsky unfortunately getting called for an unsportsmanlike.
Well, are you ready to explore your Adrian Future Scholarship Day? Let's admitted students tour campus, meet facility, meet faculty, and earn renewable scholarships. Register now at adrian.edu/admissions/visit campus/scholarship day. You can see some of those dates up on the screen. And we didn't get a power play before, but now we're about to, as Patrick Saney gets his stick chopped out of his hands, and we'll get the rare 4-on-3 in regulation.
It's just great work from Saney. Is going to be working all the way around here as he's going to come through the middle, and he's going to have a chance. It's honestly a good penalty to take, because if you don't get that stick slashed out of his hands, he's got a grade A chance going one-on-one with the netminder.
Swade is able to kick it back off the dot. Clark off for Summers. Stops, didn't like what he saw. Summers to Amsbaugh, who's wide. Clark waiting at the top of the key, dropped back for Summers. Once more for Clark. Wrister patted away. Nice stop by Mahaffey. Here's Amsbaugh with a sidestep. Clark to Swade. Fans on that one-timer. Not every day you see him miss those. Summers with the toe drag to Amsbaugh. One touch, they score! That was bananas. An absolute beauty from the power play. And the Bulldogs strike again.
There's just so much skill on this Bulldog squad. It's just an amazing vision from all four Bulldogs out there, as the touch pass from Amsbaugh to Swade. Bulldogs up by 5. That was just a thing of beauty.
That's the second time today we've seen those 1, 2, 3 passes from the Bulldogs. And I mean, if they're practicing that during the week in their ice sessions, they're clearly doing something right, because those were some of the crispiest tape-to-tape feeds I've seen in a while.
And just a vision of Amsbaugh, too. Before he even got that puck, he knew he was going backdoor no matter what, and he had a seam pass through 2 Vikings to get that puck to the backdoor play.
Wide open, and the response from Lawrence. Jaden Jensen gets one on the board. And they're back within 4.
Yeah, this was a quick play right to the slot. This one's go around. You can see all 4 Bulldogs paying attention to the puck carrier, and they don't see the change off of the bench. And a quick shot top right over Suggs' glove. Bulldogs only up by 4.
Seems like Adrian was still focusing on that nice power play goal that maybe they lost their assignment there, but good shot from Jensen to beat Suggs. Not one that you can really kick yourself over.
Especially moving from that corner to the middle of a slot, it's kind of tough to adjust. Be able to get your angles right, too.
Offsides called on the Bulldog zone entry as we got some more fisticuffs after the whistle.
I think Jacob was in the middle of all of that, as we still have some more action going on still.
I'm surprised that this game has been as physical as it's been. Sure, you have a blowout win yesterday, but there wasn't really a whole lot going on in the chirping or physical department from what we really could tell. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's just Bulldog hockey, right?
Got that right.
Clark backs it up for Loretto, who loses the handle in front of the Viking bench. He will skate it himself as he leaves it for Nienhuis. Gets around. Clark fans on the shot off the pad of Mahaffey. And both teams back to even strength, 5-on-5. Getting through is Pauschert. Hunted down by Tefelsky. Makes a nice play on the back check. Nienhuis with the long stick. Able to poke it free. Vellucci back for Tefelsky in the slot. Bouncing around the rebound. Is pushed to the boards. There was some commotion on the Bulldog bench as here's a 2-on-1. Walking in. Good save by Suggs as he's able to catch that one, and that play is finito.
Yeah, there was commotion on the bench because there was a flyer right behind Clark and Loretto. They never even saw him, and that's what created that 2-on-1. But Suggs able to play it perfectly, waiting for the shots to come right at him, and hits him right in the Bulldog logo of his chest.
Off the face-off, Bowman is able to find Peters, who has a goal in today's game, his first as a Bulldog. Mahaffey lost it behind the net, punched out by Swade. Up to the board for Bowman as he tries to kick it through the pile. Bowman to Deeb as it just slipped past his reach. Swade on the backhand. Looks for a quick shot and a save by Mahaffey. That shot from Lucas Deeb. Like the idea from the sharp angle there on the far side wing.
Yeah, I like how he got to that positioning too. He kind of waited in the middle of the ice for a split second. You can kind of see 26 right at the top of your screen. He sits there and he gets lost from the Lawrence defense, and he's got a great A chance from that sharp angle. He's trying to go up high but couldn't lift it high enough.
Off the draw, this will roll all the way down the dog track. Got some more fighting and a point drive stopped. Everybody will gather up. Everybody tumbling around. Bowman went full starfish there.
Looked like he was almost kind of flopping for a call for a flip second. I like it though because Suggs had that puck covered, and still it was a Viking that was trying to get underneath his glove. And he catch it on the replay and see it right after he covers his puck up as it goes up to the top. He's got it covered, and he's got just a couple of extra stick whacks right at him. So you can see right here, he just barely missed the Bowman fall.
I need a replay of that in slow motion. Of Bowman falling to the ice. Listen, at the end of the day, though, and I will always defend a fellow goaltender, especially in Nolan Suggs. Play doesn't stop until the whistle blows, and even though he had the puck covered up, the officials didn't stop play yet, so warranted for Lawrence to try and jab at it, to try and see if they can get it loose.
Yeah, I think it is warranted, but it's also warranted for the Bulldogs to respond to that as well.
Vikings looking to generate some more offense as Suggs fakes it on the backhand and moves it forward. O'Hannison to Bannister as they'll walk to the outside hash mark. Back to the play. He's able to find O'Hannison. Back up top. Bannister with a shot, patted away by Mahaffey. David Clark with some speed. Will throw it up to the neutral zone, and Loretto straight off the bench, able to make the play. Am's ball across for Troon. That puck was bobbling around, so we had to play it in a pinch. The move from Danis. Cross ice, taken away. Clark right there to jump in to stop that. Lovasek is taken down. Again, the Bulldogs asking for a call. They're not going to get it. Loretto to Clark. Feed for Saney is not met. Lovasek will stop it on the boards. Hassled by Cade DeWolf. Saney using a muscle on the short boards. Up top, Bowman across for O'Hannison. Lets a shot go wide off the boards as it bounces over for O'Hannison, who was tangled up with DeWolf. Skyrocketed puck for Johnson as he slips it through the 5-hole. And somehow that beats Nolan Suggs, and the Vikings are back within 3.
Yeah, Vikings trying to make a comeback. Going down by 3 now, as that puck was kind of just awkwardly shot. I think Suggs was thinking he was going to try to go up top with it, and unfortunately it just squeaks right through him. The Dogs only up by 3 now with 4 remaining.
That was a magic puck there that slipped behind Suggs. The only thing that I could think that maybe happened is the pads didn't come down on time and the stick wasn't down on the ice, but kind of hard to see from this angle since he was facing the opposite side boards, but I'm sure he'll be okay and is well able to respond with some more saves of his own. Bulldogs go up top. It's in the feet of Vellucci. Pass for Nienhaus is intercepted as Brzezicki will carry it through. Broken lumber down on the ice. Good pass from Deeb as he finds Nienhaus. Gets around Townsend. Nienhaus by himself. Loretto. Corner blue line. Down low for Nienhaus. Drives the lane and a pad save from Mahaffey. And Mahaffey's had to make some pretty sharp stops in tight. Loretto to Nienhaus. His 1T goes wide. Get off to the bench for a change with Aiden Peters. This is airlifted down as Peters is the first to it. Loretto will swing it around the boards, and this will be called for icing. 2:44 left to go here in the second period. Bulldogs still up in this one, 5-2. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman up here in the booth. Happy to have you all join us on ACTV for some Saturday afternoon hockey.
Yeah, I feel like the AA has kind of gotten a little bit more quieter after those 2 goals. So hopefully the Bulldogs can fire one home in the last 2:44 left here to kind of get the crowd back into this one.
Loretto will go around, sending it to the slot. Need to be careful there. This is played deep. Mahaffey swings it around the boards. Tefelsky jumps in. Hit by Johnson as he flexes it around the half wall. Loretto to Clark. Tipped in by Peters. I think you've started to see some shifts on a couple of lines. We had Peters start that game with Swade and Tefelsky, and now he's with Amsbaugh. There's a quick shot. Glove down, flashing the leather is Suggs. And he's right back in it.
Yeah, sometimes the aggressiveness from the Bulldogs kind of hurts them in a way, as Eric Clark is still a little bit too far up, and he misses the puck and the man. It creates kind of a 2-on-1 chance, but Suggs able to read the puck all the way and be able to track it into his glove.
This is paddled to the corner. Am's ball hooks it up the wall. Up at the blue line, sticked away, deflected into the netting. Another good stop from Suggs.
A smart move too, is to get a stick on it, and puck going out of play gets all five to kind of just reset for a second because they were a little bit running around there in the last 10 seconds.
Get a reset on the draw here. And a broken stick from Cade DeWolf as he'll have to go back and get some new lumber. In the slot now with the blue line, quick shot. Down on one knee was Amsbaugh as he blocked that. Laying the body down on the line, cross ice feed. Handled by Jensen, sent down low, lost for O'Hannison. Bowman opens up, fires it up the boards, looking to get it out, is able to do it. But it's slapped back the other way by Jensen. O'Hannison finds Bowman. Bounce pass, connects with Summers, and a great feed. Here's a 2-on-1, Amsbaugh in, waits, and it's stopped by Mahaffey. I thought he was going to shoot that puck and either ran out of space or just never let it go.
I think he went to the backhand, was trying to go 5-hole, and I think it actually went through the 5-hole, but just missed the net.
Playing the bounce off the boards is Suggs. Less than a minute left. Again, an extended feed off for Troon. Has Summers on the wall as he distributes back for Amsbaugh. He'll push through and come together with Summers. Malika with a good keep. Stares down the half. He shoots. Shouldered away. The rebound. Scores! An extravagant play in front of the net, and here we go. More action after the whistle, and Mahaffey is irate with the officials here.
Either way, he's saying he's going to have his second of the night. And maybe some possible goaltender interference is why he was frustrated, but it all starts with Malika with the patience. And yeah, it's actually that Troon goes for the rebound and kind of pushes Mahaffey a little bit into his own net. And it was Saney that caught the rebound, and that's kind of what started that fiasco at the end of that play.
You can understand the frustration from Mahaffey as the Bulldogs get their 4-goal lead back. Now lead at 6-2 with 20 seconds left to go in the second period. But we talked about this, and what we noticed, the Bulldogs just driving that net front all day long, and they did it yesterday, and a lot of their plays have been generated from that area of the ice. Able to penetrate around Lawrence as a long drive gloved away by Mahaffey with 2.8 seconds left. There's going to be a trip here against Lawrence. Hayden Johnson's going to go to the box.
See, we didn't necessarily see what was going on. Oh, there it is right there on the left side of your screen. Very certain it was Saney that got tripped up. It's a call for the official to make, and Bulldogs, they don't score in these next 3 seconds. They're going to start the third period on the peeper.
Tefelsky through, it's deflected, and an extra second would have helped him out there. And you get a shot after the whistle from Cade DeWolf, and Suggs is going to shoot it right back at him. And I don't blame him for that. That's uncalled for from Cade DeWolf to send that towards Suggs. And don't be surprised if you see a penalty either from the Bulldogs or Lawrence.
They put it up on the scoreboard, actually.
Good for Suggs to defend himself there.
Yeah, it's well after the whistle. He shoots on net. There's no need for that at all. So, the Bulldogs are going to start the third period on a 5-on-4, but it's going to be a 5-on-3, an outstanding opportunity for them to extend their lead. But overall, another solid period from the Dogs, scoring 4 in this one.
it seemed like for a couple of moments there was some lackadaisical efforts from Adrian and some mental lapses, which is why you saw those 2 goals. But that's okay. You know, they got one back, and they get to start the third period on a power play. Otherwise, I think they played a pretty solid period. Some of the plays that they were able to convert on and put in the back of the net were just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you could definitely see the skill gap in that second period completely with comparing Adrian and Lawrence. But you're completely right with saying that the Dogs kind of just for a few moments, basically after that sick backdoor play on the goal, that it kind of was like, all right, we're obviously winning this one, so we can kind of chillax for a little bit, and that's not the case. Lawrence immediately took advantage of that and scored 2 quick ones on the Dogs, and that kind of woke them up to continue on their play, which they had in that first 10 minutes.
Well, they have 20 more minutes to close out this 2-game series at home. Of course, the first 2 home games of the season. They get some nice time off for Thanksgiving break, get to rest the body, but still more work to be done. 20 minutes left in regulation. Bulldogs leading 6-2 as we go to our second period intermission. Alex Herman and Tyler Ackerman up here in the booth. We'll be back for the third period. You're watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.
Bulldog fans, remember to follow Adrian College TV on social media. For game highlights and campus events, you can catch it all on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at AdrianCollegeTV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all our future streams live and support your Bulldogs.
The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life. A time of significant growth and introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and great opportunity. A time that you will always look back on.
This is the Arrington Bookstore at Adrian College, the place to get game day ready, represent your clubs and organizations, and be Bulldog proud. With a wide selection of merchandise and a smile at every visit, stop by inside the Kane Student Center to pick up your Adrian College wares and make it another great day to be a Bulldog.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
Jevi is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
You can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
One-on-one battles lead to unit battles, which lead to team battles, and then a big victory at the end. Nothing different today than what you do every day, all right? Love you guys. Win on three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Morgan, the current student government president here at Adrian College. I chose Adrian College because of the campus size. Campus feels like a fun, energetic community where everyone knows each other. If you want to see what Adrian has to offer for you, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is a private liberal arts institution known for its diverse academic programs, strong emphasis on experiential learning, vibrant campus life, and commitment to fostering a supportive community. Want to visit Adrian College for yourself? Visit our website at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Are you looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruit Me tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
The diploma you will receive symbolizes your efforts and distinguishes you as a highly educated person, learned in the arts and sciences and prepared for a life of achievement and great accomplishment.
Adrian College has built something very special. You've created not just an academic environment, but a culture of physical excellence, discipline, and resilience. You've turned this college into a place where pushing the limits isn't the exception, it's the expectation.
We leave here with countless memories, loyal friendships, and moments that have shaped our character far beyond what we could have imagined when we stepped onto campus. So now, class of 2025, we've come a long way, and I know as we step into this next chapter, we'll step into a new exciting adventure. I know we will do so in faith, in confidence, and in gratitude. Thank you guys, and congratulations, Adrian College, class of 2025.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News & World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1:15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back inside the Arrington Ice Arena. 40 minutes done in this second day game between Lawrence University and your Adrian College Bulldogs. Alex Herman, Tyler Ackerman up here in the booth. Happy to have you all rejoin us here on ACTV. Bulldogs doing a great job today as they lead 6-2 after 40 minutes. They've been all over the ice, and the scoring has been there. Just got to play another hard 20 minutes to close things out.
Yeah, I mean, I think for sure that the big thing is keeping your head, especially with everything going on after the whistle, and making sure that you're still in the right mindset for this next 20. You kind of saw that the Bulldogs kind of let down a little bit, and Lawrence immediately answered right away and took advantage of that. So I think for sure what's being said in that locker room is you don't let your foot off of the gas in this next 20.
No doubt about that. And, I mean, we can take a look at our scoring summary for where we got in the second period. I'm trying to pull up my goals here. And, I mean, we saw a lot of goals in that second. We started things off with Jake Swade on the deflection at 3:42. Then Aiden Peters would get his first as a Bulldog. Swade again on the power play is his second goal of the day, and Jaden Jensen would get one back at 11:28. Ethan Johnson would close things in at 16 minutes flat, and then the last goal of the period, a deflection from Patrick Saney at 19:35, leaves us at where our score is at 6-2. But we have some stats on the screen, and run us through them, Tyler.
Yeah, Bulldogs only led in the shot column by 2 after the first period, but now it's more like the regular Bulldogs that we see, 25-14. And the big thing here is the power play goals. We saw 2 of them both from Swade, and they're 2 for 3 on it so far. And we talked about a little bit that the Bulldogs were losing in the face-off category after 1, and now they're winning in that category after 2.
That's no surprise, really, too. And, I mean, like, this is a good team. It's safe to say that they're probably back like the Bears, but, I mean, they just go hard to the front of the net, and they make the right plays.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when we talk about sweet plays, it's more like those nice little toe drags around a player, but it's been the passing plays from the Bulldogs that have been really elevating the play. It's not individual anymore like it kind of was last year. It's team play, and that's what we love to see out of a group, and that's the type of group that wins a national championship.
Well, we are going to see one adjustment in the lineup. Nolan Suggs is going to come out of the net, and Jackson Bernard is going to make his first appearance of the season, as he will tend the goal for the Bulldogs for the next 20 minutes, and AC will start on the power play to begin this third period.
We thought it was going to be a 5-on-3, but they actually got Suggs for 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike as well at the end of that altercation.
Amsball will work it back for Clark as we drop the puck and resume play at the AIA. Clark through the neutral zone, 1 touch. Amsball connects with Tefelsky, drives the lane, in on net, good shot, and it's stopped by Mahaffey, an early whistle. And that's not the guy that you want to see driving that right side wing.
And he's so patient, too, on that breakout. He waits a little bit until the puck can be able to move over to him. As you can see, it's going to be eventually dropped to him and moved over right there. And then look at the speed, the acceleration out of the kid trying to get a nice goal.
In the slot, Troon, Amsball. It's waffle boarded away. Amsball waiting, goes to the bottom of the circle. Takes a wrister, and it's deflected. Scanning the zone is Amsball. Lets a shot go, deflected in front. Looked like Mahaffey got a piece of it, and Amsball will keep it in. 60 seconds gone in the power play. Stepping in, Clark. Down for Amsball, cross ice. Tefelsky shoots, and a save by Mahaffey. He'll hold on to it. Good puck movement from the Bulldogs to spread out in the O zone and just work it cross ice. I mean, their vision today has been incredible.
Yeah, especially with those top 3 on that power play. It's the Clark, Amsball, and Tefelsky. The way they move that puck is just outstanding, especially with the quarterback being Clark. He's just so smart with the puck and knows exactly where to put it. So it's absolute great vision so far from this Bulldog squad.
Summers catch and release on his pass, and the Vikings are able to get it out of the zone. Johnson gets shut down there by Jacob, who sent a hard shoulder into his chest. Long up for Summers. Bernard out of the net. Gives a little tap to Johnson, who is heading his way. Jacob will drop back for Summers. Will hit off the boards and out, and deflected into the netting. 14 seconds left on the power play for the Bulldogs, and 18-16 left to go in the third.
Yeah, that one was kind of a weird kick off of the boards. It looked like it was going to stay in the zone, and must have hit something before hitting the boards, and it kind of just squirted out of the zone. So it was a weird one. An neutral zone draw instead of an offensive one.
So we'll head all the way down, and that clearance, of course, not icing, as there was still 2 seconds left on the penalty, but now Lawrence will get their man out of the box. Back to 5-on-5 even strength hockey. O'Hannison with a spin pass trying to find Vellucci. Picking it up is Jensen. Will go around for Winkleman. Slip move from Vellucci. O'Hannison to the right hash mark. Slides it through traffic. Nobody there to catch it. jostled loose. Lovasek with the pickup. Has O'Hannison behind him. As he'll drop. O'Hannison shot deflected and way over the top of the protective netting. You heard the solid thud of the metal that puck hit. Hopefully everyone's all right behind the glass.
Yeah, I had no idea where that puck even went until I heard the bang. So, but again, Lawrence getting in the way of shots. Doing so well throughout this game. I kind of saw a little bit of a struggle in the second period to get in the way, but the first 3 minutes or so, they've been able to lock down the defensive zone.
Malika walks the line. Tefelsky, wrister, glove save from Mahaffey. And Frank Tefelsky he likes to shoot the puck from anywhere. And
also, he gets in great positioning, too. He starts on the left side, and he worked all the way around up to the top to give himself the opportunity to walk in and take that shot, too.
Round is Peters, and he'll get out of the zone. Malika will chase it. Malika for Bannister, up to the wall, tipped out. Stopped by the stick of Trischuk. Bernard will poke this free as Malika is able to find Swade, who tried the jump deke but couldn't get around. This is icing as Lawrence sends it all the way down. 16:34 left now in the third period.
And I've seen Lawrence's defense kind of just getting the puck and having no options to go because of how the Bulldogs are just keeping man on man, leaving no options other than ice it.
Summers dishes it to himself, is shut down as this will roll all the way 200 feet. And it's icing once again. Face off back to our left.
And that one, Summers is trying to, a nice little toe drag, trying to move into the middle, but it was stopped well on Lawrence defense, and they kind of just cleared the puck hoping it would stop, but it went on an edge and rolled all the way down.
Slap pass off the boards. It'll get out. No icing that time. O'Hannison to Summers. Amsbaugh driving the net front. Gets caught up with Poshard. Clark cross for Loretto. Takes a try at it. Paddle down was Mahaffey as he blockered it away. Will pop out in between the feet of Johnson. Was able to vacate. Loretto with a feed. Was off target. Mahaffey played it behind the net. Off the boards to the neutral zone. Bulldogs in reverse. And Lawrence called for offsides.
And that one, I think, was just a move on the blue line that caused Lawrence to be offsides. Checking on the replay. I think it's just an extra little bit. That pass should have been off right away. Instead, he holds on for a little bit too long, and so draws it offsides.
Lovasek bumped on the board. Saney will give it back to him. As we have a tangle up, Townsend pokes it free. Now going for a drive is Brzezicki. Pitching forward, Robinson stabbed away, rotated back to the top of the point. Stutter step from Townsend, and the door popped open there, forcing the officials to call the whistle. Don't see that happen very often.
Oh, not at all. I don't even know what caused that door to open. There wasn't really anybody around. Kind of ran into it. It wasn't a big hit or nothing. So my guess is that's where NCAA goes into the ice after the period. So my guess that it wasn't just shut all the way.
I guess the latch maybe just wasn't down all the way. That's the door that the Bulldogs skate out from. So who knows? Well, hopefully, well, thankfully I should say, nobody went through the door on a hit. That could have been bad. See that happen every so often with the doors on the benches. You think you have it shut, but it's not all the way. Developing 2-on-1 for Lawrence. Quick shot, fought off. Nice save by Bernard. Tip in front, that one goes wide. Deeb will look for Nienhuis as he goes to one hand, protecting cross ice, trying to find Vellucci, and he was spun around and tied up. We got a skate blade out of the skate of Mahaffey, who's irate that there's no whistle. He can't do anything.
I think Lawrence has to be able to in possession.
They do have possession here. Loretto will hold on to it. This is an interesting developing situation. If the Bulldogs realize what's happening, maybe they can get a shot off in time.
Yeah, because he's right on his knees right now. He can't even
stand up. His blade is out of his holder on the post. So we'll see what happens here. Clark over the blue line, sends it low.
You got to ice this puck if you're Lawrence.
And finally we get a whistle, which will allow for him to put the steal back in. You see it happen with players a lot, not so much with goaltenders. And Vikings might have caught a break there.
I mean, we saw a door open up randomly, and now the steal out of Nehmeyer says, yeah, it clips.
Oh,
he
yeah.
clips it.
There you go.
As he's moving over, clips the post. It's a wonderful replay of being able to see what happened there.
So we'll get a little pit stop change for Mahaffey as they'll pop his blade back in. The technology, of course, way better than it used to be. The old days, if your blade came out, you'd have to take your skate off. You'd take the footbed out. You need a special screwdriver to unscrew a screw that's underneath the footbed. Then you take the blade out, put the new one in, screw it back in, put the footbed back in, then you put your skate back on. And now, luckily, the holders of today for Bauer and CCM and True, they all have some kind of trigger mechanism that makes it easy for a quick release if you need to change your steel at some point.
How do you know that?
Worked in equipment, man.
That's unreal. I never knew that was how it was ran before.
Yeah. The only skates nowadays where you still have to unscrew something is a true one-piece skate for goaltenders, which is that all-black skate that has the carbon fiber. They don't have a way to put the trigger in because it's all one piece, so it's not separated by the holder. So on the back of the heel, there's a screw that unscrews that if you need to change your blade, you need that bit to then loosen it. Here's Swade down the middle. We'll get back to skate talk in a couple of seconds. I know I just blew your mind with the amount of equipment knowledge that I have.
I wish the viewers could see my face right now because I'm dumbfounded. I just had no idea that's how it worked. I didn't know that you had the knowledge of that at all either.
Listen, when you get to my age, back in my day, that's how we used to do it. I know you don't remember that because when we had to do that, you just had your mom or your dad tying your skates for you. But
my bad that I was 11 when this was going on.
In juniors for me, my first pair of skates in junior hockey, I would have to unscrew a screw on the holder of my goalie skates.
That's unreal.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
My bad. My bad. I don't know goaltender skates like you do.
Well, they used to have to do it with player skates too.
I never had a problem with my blades. My blades were excellent every single time.
I'll say it again. Back in my day, player skates and goalie skates would have a screw that you would have to unscrew to get the blade out. But we've now talked about skates for 3 minutes. We have a great hockey game in front of us. 11:55 left to go here in the third period. Bulldogs still up 6-2.
Double the shots right now, too. 30 for the Bulldogs, 15 for Lawrence. And
I think Mahaffey's having more skate trouble.
He's asking for a timeout right now.
I don't know what happened.
Is it not in all the way? We're trying to get away from this skate talk, but then here we go. We're getting a nice little angle. Yeah, it must have not been in all the way, or
they pulled the blade out. Maybe, you know what I bet happened when he hit the post? He probably now has a little divot in the blade, and maybe as he's skating, he doesn't have an edge.
Yeah, he's putting water in the blade.
They trying to freeze it?
Maybe flush something out?
I don't know. That's weird. Very weird. And it's interesting, too, because depending on the officiating staff, sometimes the officials will tell you if you're taking too long with an equipment repair that you'll have to put in another goaltender. We saw it last season with Dershawn Stewart, where he had his pad come off of his leg and they had to put in Nolan Suggs. So I imagine that the shot clock on the skate repair is ticking.
That's maybe why Maffey was asking for a timeout, too. Because he was signaling for the timeout.
Not something that you see every day.
Trainer's really trying to push that blade in, so maybe
it's just not going.
No, there's got to be something maybe in it, or like you mentioned, possible breakage of something, but it's just not clicking in.
Sometimes, so it looks like he's wearing a Bauer skate because you can see the trigger, whereas CCM have like a twist kind of trigger.
Okay.
But sometimes with the Bauer triggers, player skates are goalie skates, and this just comes from working in hockey equipment for a long time, because I used to sell hockey equipment. Sometimes the trigger on the inside of the holder can malfunction, and it'll break, and it won't allow for the blade to lock back in. So I'm wondering if it's stuck in one of the either open or closed positions that's not allowing for it to snap back in. I didn't think I would be doing play-by-play on a skate repair today, but this is honestly making my day.
There's got to be a point now where just throwing the backup tender.
Yeah, you got to change your goalie at this point. It's been 4 or 5 minutes.
Especially with it being
there's 10 minutes
broken.
left. Yeah, there's 10 minutes left. And I think that's what we're going to see here.
Just grab his stick right now. I think Owen Carlson's going to make his appearance in this game.
And it's weird because Carlson is listed here as number 33, but he's wearing number 31, and he's going to slowly moonwalk back to the bench. Oh, wait a second. Maybe. There you go. All right, so after all the commotion, Mahaffey's going to stay in this. I'm going to put down a prop bet before the end of the game that skate breaks again. I hope it doesn't, because, of course, you want everybody to be safe. And a repair like that at a pro shop is not cheap. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Now let's get into the ad for FanDuel, too.
Lovasek across for Saney. Broken up. Top of the circle. A little cut to the side. Backhands off the boards. Down low for Jacob. And Lovasek overskated it. Saney will chase it down. With haste as Jacob punches it around the boards. And out of the zone as it's tied up in front of the Bulldog bench. Pops up sky high. Glove down by Jacob. Has Saney to his left. That's who he passes to. Opens up on the forehand. Great pass. Jacob in front. Pad save by Mahaffey. Keeps it out.
Individual effort there from Jacob was outstanding. Well, started from in the neutral zone. He pops up. It gets the puck down. And it's basically a 2-on-4. And he's able to outmuscle his man and get an opportunity. Tries to go short side right above the pad and below the blocker, but Mahaffey says no and keeps this game 6-2.
.11:05 left to go in this third period. Bulldogs still leading 6-2. Knocked off the glass. Loretto gloves it. Shot from the point. Pad save by Mahaffey. Bulldog D-Zen. Look to get it out. Vellucci will lead it up. And a penalty for a cross check. I think it's going to go against Adrian. I didn't see it because it was more towards the close side of the glass here, and it is. It's Lucas Deeb who's going to go to the box. See if we can find it here. And still nothing.
Right there, maybe?
Maybe. Not sure, but gets called nonetheless. So Lawrence to the power play. Bulldogs will have to clear this out. Breakdancing on the circle. That was Hunter Bill who was down on the ice. And it's smashed out by the Bulldogs. Mahaffey will stop it behind the net. Hunter Bill off the glass. Swade will just take his time. And a hard slap shot all the way down. Sticked away by Mahaffey. Amsball almost forced the turnover. Amsball is loose by himself. Makes the smart play just to flip it down. Mahaffey out of his cage to stop it. Swooping in to take the puck is Alexei Trischuk. Some quick passing. Summers taken down. Now 45 seconds left on the PK. Valdez gets around 2-on-1 to the net. They drop it back and score. Power play goal for the Vikings, and they cut the lead in half. It's 6-3.
The problem usually for the Bulldogs is they put two guys in deep, and all of a sudden it's nine-man rush, and the sliding Malika can't defend well enough. And right in the middle of the slot, nothing that Bernard can do about that one. And the lead is now only 3.
So the Vikings with a good effort here on day 2, as they've just been battling all day. Saney up top for Bannister. Jacob carries low for Lovasek. Will skate the zone. Drops back for Saney at the top of the circle to Lovasek. Fakes the slap shot in on that. Big shoulder save. The rebound somehow stays out. Reaching behind him was Mahaffey. Wow. If he got a piece of that, that was an amazing stop.
And this all stems from just the amazing work from the Bulldogs of cycling the puck around, and Lovasek's going to get this, and 2 Orange defenders go down, and I don't even know how that one didn't stay out. It went off of, I think, at least 2 Lawrence players.
Bannister stops it on the line as Peters is trying to dig it free. DeWolf around for Jacob. There's a chance for the Vikings in front of the net. Tefelsky, a fast pass for Swade, who takes open ice. Drop pass back for Tefelsky. Holds the backhand, cross ice, nobody there. Jacob off his assignment as he's down low. Here's a shot from Peters, looking for his second. It's blocked. Bannister, a high riser off the glass. It'll stay down. Tefelsky with a drive, and his bid is wide. Vikings looking to get out of the zone. One-handed move, paddle save as Bernard just barely keeps it out, and he's tied up there with a stick with Vladimir Fadiv. Hard hit along the wall. That was Pauschard. O'Hannison to Amsball. Stops. Goes towards the penalty box area, and a swipe from Bowman. Summers, toe drag, shoots, and it's wide. O'Hannison will lay into one. Along the boards. Great play from Brad Summers to continue the offense. We'll send it around the yellow kick plate. O'Hannison jumping in. Am's ball is hassled by a Viking behind him. Stick goes flying in the air. Arm is going to go up. No doubt about this. This will be a penalty. And the Bulldogs back to the power play. And just a reminder, ACTV broadcasts are fully student ran, so we have to give a shout out to our amazing crew here today. Of course, myself, Alex Herman, and Tyler Ackerman, Dakota Schneider, Keegan Wade, Tate Wise, Anna Kier, Josh Mitchell, doing a great job on making this production happen. And students call the shots around here quite literally. Am's ball off for Troon. Power play starting. Tefelsky's pass was in between his feet. Clark back for Tefelsky. Clark at the blue line. Am's ball. Tefelsky will pick up speed, shoots, and it's shouldered away by Mahaffey. That shot certainly had some eyes on it. I don't think Mahaffey fully saw it because there was a flash screen in front of him. Here goes David Clark. Leaves it behind him for Tefelsky. Poked off his stick, but he recovers. Am's ball. Waiting, and his slid pass doesn't get there, and it's tipped all the way down. Just about a minute has gone by on this power play. 5:55 remaining in the third period. Bulldogs looking to add to their lead, get closer to their goal total from yesterday, or just 2 off of that. Lucas Deeb taken down. He's airmailed off the boards, gets around Josh Danis, and Jackson Bernard will skate it behind his goal as he gives a swipe on Danis. Jacob to Saney, a good move, gets around and blockered away. The rebound right there for Deeb, he couldn't play it. Saney to the dot, opens up, passes for Summers, distributes for Jacob. Now it's Deeb. 10 seconds left. Jacob, Summers, looks, back for Jacob. Here's the shot, it's blocked. Good step up from Cade DeWolf, as that'll just about do it for the power play. And out of the box is Fadiv. There's a loose rush. Quickly, it's Danis in on Bernard. It's wide. The rebound in front. Mad scramble in front of the paint, and it's covered up. Bernard with a heavy shot there. And I wonder if we're going to see a penalty on Jackson Bernard. I don't know.
Breakaway chance, and it goes wide, and then that's all scramble loose. Jacobs on the ground. Bernard's trying to get this puck. And a Viking goes on top of him, and then you can see the last second shove at the end. I'm really intrigued on what the call is going to be. And you were right, I think Bernard got one.
Well, there's a penalty that went up on the scoreboard. Yeah, it's going to be against Jackson Bernard. So how many times in a game do you see 2 different goaltenders get penalties? And from the same team?
I don't know. Not much. Give me the odds on that one.
Yeah.
You're the betting man himself.
Well, first of all, I don't bet. That is not my department. You and I both know many people who do, who are close to us, and I don't think either of us are one of them.
Yep. Either way, though, if Lawrence scores on this power play, this game gets a lot more interesting, only down by 2. So this is a big kill for the Bulldogs here.
We'll rip it out of the zone. Johnson will restart. Trischuk drops back for Johnson. Has options in Valdez, who he decides to go to. Ohannison wins the foot race as Ohannison will send it out, but it's kept in by a nice stick play from Trischuk. Over the top of the blue line, Valdez. Over to the top of the circle, down low, trying to shove it in. Bernard with the save. Johnson up top for Trischuk, to the line, across the lane, toe drag, shooting, it's blocked. Ohannison putting the body on the line. 50 seconds in. Off to the boards, Johnson will hold on to this, taking his time. Top of the circle, saucer pass low, will get a return right back, but he wasn't ready for it, and it'll clear out of the zone. Bulldogs will get some new killers on the ice.
Big shot blocks and big sticks in the lanes, too. Lawrence with a couple of great chances. Those are shin pads for the Bulldogs saying no.
Off the boards to the right side corner. Bowman teed up the slap shot and sends it all the way down. It's Poshard who will recover. Skating his look. Around for Bill. And gloving it is Jackson Bernard. 15 seconds left to go on the PK and 2:53 remaining in the third.
And this puck go to the neutral zone.
Maybe it was an delayed offsides?
That could be my only thought of the reason why. Good break for the Bulldogs with 15 seconds left too, though.
There's a rush from Saney. Gets over the line. Trying to find Troon in the slot, and it's tipped away from him. Log jam in the corner as the Bulldogs kill off the power play. Did a great job on that kill. Delayed penalty again. I think the Bulldogs are going to go back to the 5-on-4 as Bannister touches up. And they say a cross check is going to go against Nienhaus.
They're really not making this one easy for the Dogs right now. Shooting themselves in the foot to keep this lead, and talking about trying to have a smooth finish to end off this game. It's been nothing like that at all, as we're going to get a timeout from Lawrence.
Yeah, that's really the right play from the Vikings to try and slow things down. 2:08 left to go in the third period, and they'll basically be on a power play for the rest of the period, barring any changes.
Yeah, my thought process is they're probably going to pull the goalie if they're really thinking about trying to win this one right now, give them the best chance to score as soon as possible. Because if you think about it, you get a goal in the first 15 to 30 seconds of this power play, then you have a really solid chance of finding yourselves back into this game, even if with only 2 minutes left. Pulling yourself to 2 gives you the opportunity to pull the goalie again and try to make this game even closer. So it's really on the Dogs' PK unit right now to win this face-off draw. That's the first thing. You need to win this draw in order to win it back and have your defense and Loretto or Clark be able to just fire it down the ice.
Unequivocally, I think Adrian College just has to keep it simple for the next couple of minutes.
No, 100%. Just get yourself in the shooting lane no matter what. Don't overextend, especially if there's 6 Vikings out there, as I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to have a 6-on-4 chance here for Lawrence.
Well, it's the Hail Mary attempt from Lawrence to try and get back in this. Down by 3, just about 2 minutes to go, as this is lifted for Summers, who will race down the ice. Bulldogs can shoot for the empty net at will because of the PK. So we'll see it here all the way down and just wide. Summers again using the wheels as he was right behind Trischuk. Good steal there from the Bulldogs to try and break things up. Off to the side, Summers for the empty net wide to the left. Here's another rush from Johnson. Under 90 seconds. Lawrence sets up this one to the empty net, and it's wide to the right. Ethan Look drops back. Winkleman trying to make the play. Lost on the blue line. Bernard will come out of his crease. Sent all the way down. Of course, play has to continue. Bulldogs on the PK. That almost gets knocked off its moorings. Swade trying to get in the way and make something happen. Rolls over the stick of Amsbaugh. Here's her chance in front, sliding down. Great defensive effort from Nico Hannison as Bowman went crashing into that left side post.
Yeah, this one just unfortunately hops right over Ambo's stick. And quickly, all of a sudden, Lawrence has an opportunity. Now look at this sliding and diving play by O'Hanson to break that up. And since Bowman went into that net with no pressure from Lawrence, that means the Bulldogs cannot change. I don't know if they wanted to make a change or not, but either way, they're not allowed to. I think because Lawrence just made a late change, they have to go back, and that's exactly what they have to do, and that's why we got to stop right now.
Off the draw, sent down. Wide again to the left side of the net as the puck is just hanging in the crease. Got to be careful there as you pick it up. Don't want to stumble into it and knock it into your net. Ethan Look with a little bit of time left. That got off the shoulder of Bernard. It somehow stayed out. Didn't know where it was. There's a shot from the point that gets through traffic blocked. This will roll to the empty net, and bonsai, they score. Bulldogs make it 7-3 with 6.7 seconds left to go in the third.
And a little bit of a scary play, almost a goal for Lawrence. And this one is just right off of the pad of Bernard and just sent all the way down right away. And Swade. But Swade's third? I think it might have been Swade's third.
It's very possible.
But then you have the two power play goals. I'm pretty certain that was his third of the night.
I think you're right. Hat trick for Jake Swade as the horn goes and the Bulldogs sweep the weekend. If you ain't first, you're last. And the Bulldogs walk away with a pair of wins.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start from them, but they got their footing about halfway through the first period and never let it go. A great showing this whole entire weekend from the Dogs. Last year they kind of struggled sometimes against weaker opponents, but you can see this team is definitely different than last year's and they're looking a lot better.
Well, I mean, what more can you ask for 2 wins on home ice for the first time this season? Yesterday dominant, today dominant. Maybe a couple of slip-ups here and there, but nothing to be too upset over. And, I mean, another great weekend for Adrian College hockey.
Yeah, it had to be all business this weekend. That's exactly what it was. I'm just impressed with this squad so far. It was our first time being able to announce from this year, and I'm impressed with all the new faces and the old as well. This team looks just like a complete family right now, extremely coherent, playing team hockey rather than individual hockey, and I think that's one of the biggest takeaways from today's contest is that when they made those sweet passing plays and all that, it wasn't individual. It was all team-oriented.
Well, we get the stick taps and the 3 stars of the game soon to come. I can certainly guess potentially one of those 3 stars will likely be Jake Swade. Had the hat trick and an assist for 4 points. He's been on fire lately. But we'll look ahead at the schedule. Doesn't get easier for the Bulldogs. We get some time off next week for Thanksgiving, and then it's right back here at home against MSOE, 7 p.m. and 3 p.m. starts on December 5th and 6th. Then they have Hiram College the 12th and 13th at 7 p.m. and 3 p.m., and that's the end of the fall semester. It's certainly flying by really fast, and it's that January schedule that is, boy, oh boy, it's tough. You go Aurora, home and home, Trine, USA National Development Team, Lake Forest, Dubuque, and St. Norbert. I mean, it does not get any easier from here.
And you're happy, too, that this Bulldog team is looking good, too. I mean, these type of games here is exactly what you want. Actually, a tune-up from last weekend. You took 2 tough losses, and a bounce back at home is especially what's needed, and it's exactly what they did.
Can't ask for much more from the Dogs as we wait for the announcements of our 3 stars. We're still getting some of the game statistics. I wonder what the order is going to be here. It looks like Swade, Amsbaugh, and can't see the number. But I don't know who they'll pick. I don't know who's on the right. I know Amsbaugh's on the left, Swade's in the middle. See what we get.
Probably Saney, maybe? It's kind of Saney's height.
So Ian Amsbaugh will get 3rd star of the game. Did a great job today and has been playing lights out. Goal and an assist. There you go, Patrick Saney, 2nd star of the game, pair of goals, 2 points. Sophomore, strutting his stuff, and final star of today, hat trick and an assist for 4 points. Jake Swade, the captain, leading the charge for the Dogs, closing out a great weekend at the AIA. Final score today, Lawrence 3, Adrian 7, as the Bulldogs take both games Friday and Saturday. We'll take a break from NCAA action for the Thanksgiving holiday and be back in December with a December 5th and 6th matchup against MSOE, 7 p.m. and 3 p.m., of course, right here on ACTV. But from all of us up here in the booth, Alex Herman, Tyler Ackerman signing off for this afternoon. Bulldogs win at 7-3. You've been watching Bulldog Hockey on ACTV.